I'm standing in the mirror, fixing my tie for the third time, when Jovie glides past without so much as a glance. The silk dress she's wearing cost more than my monthly salary, and she moves like she owns the world. Maybe she does. Maybe I'm just renting space in it. Ready for tonight? I ask, watching her reflection as she applies lipstick with surgical precision. She hums, which in Jovie speak means your background noise. The company party at Velnor Industries headquarters is supposed to be our night out together. 3 years of marriage, and these corporate events have become my personal purgatory. I'm Keaton Marin, security consultant, blue-collar smart, and apparently invisible to my own wife. The marble halls of Velnor HQ echo with laughter and the sound of money changing hands in conversations. Crystal glasses clink, and the air smells like expensive cologne and ambition. Jovie transforms the moment we walk through those doors. She's magnetic, drawing executives and department heads like moths to a flame. Jovie, darling. Arden Velnor approaches us, her silver hair pulled back in a perfect chignon. At 50, she's still stunning in that untouchable way that comes with inherited wealth and corporate power. She's the CEO, the queen of this glass and steel kingdom. Arden, you look incredible, Jovie gushes, and I watch my wife become someone else entirely, someone who doesn't acknowledge the man standing beside her. Arden's ice blue eyes flick over me like I'm a piece of furniture. And you must be... She pauses, letting the silence stretch until it becomes uncomfortable. Keaton, I supply. Jovie's husband. Of course. Arden's smile is sharp enough to cut glass. She runs a manicured finger along my collar, adjusting my tie with the casual intimacy of someone who owns everything she touches. Jovie, dear, I need to steal you for a moment. Board members are asking about the quarterly projections. And just like that, I'm alone in a room full of people who see right through me. I grab a drink from the bar and watch Jovie work the room. She's good at this game, better than I ever realized. She laughs at the right moments, touches arms at precisely the right intervals, and makes everyone feel like they're the most important person in the room. Everyone except her husband. Keaton. Arden's voice cuts through my observations. She's back, standing close enough that I can smell her perfume. My office, now. It's not a request. Her office is on the top floor, all glass and chrome with a view of the city that makes you feel like a god. Arden closes the door behind us with a soft click that sounds final. Drink? She offers, moving to a bar cart that probably costs more than my car. I'm good. She pours herself something amber and expensive, then settles behind her desk like a judge about to deliver a verdict. How long have you been married to Jovie? 3 years. And how long have you been naive? The question hits like a slap. Excuse me? Arden opens a desk drawer and slides a manila folder across the polished surface. Screenshots, text messages, email chains. Your wife has been quite busy. My hands shake as I open the folder. The first page shows a text conversation between Jovie and someone named Rory Velden. The messages are time-stamped from last week. Jovie, the promotion is mine. I just need to get rid of the extra burden at home. Rory, Keaton, what's the plan? Jovie, let him think everything's fine. When I get the VP position, I'll file for separation. Clean break. Rory, cold. I like it. The room spins slightly. I flip through more pages. Email threads where Jovie discusses my limited career prospects with colleagues. Screenshots of her laughing about my blue-collar mentality in group chats. A particularly brutal exchange where she calls our marriage a starter-husband situation. Why are you showing me this? My voice sounds strange, distant. Arden swirls her drink, watching me with the detached interest of a scientist studying a specimen. Because I need leverage, and you need revenge. Jovie has been blackmailing me for months, threatening to expose some indiscretions unless I fast-track her promotion. Blackmailing you? Nothing illegal, just embarrassing. Old family secrets, business decisions that could be misinterpreted. She waves a dismissive hand. The point is, your dear wife is playing a dangerous game, and she's using both of us as pawns. I close the folder, my mind racing. What do you want from me? Play along. Let Jovie think she's winning. Meanwhile, we gather evidence of her extracurricular activities. When the time is right, we expose everything. She loses her job, her reputation, and her leverage over me. You get your revenge, and I get my freedom. And if I say no? Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. Arden's smile is winter cold. Then you go home to your loving wife, pretend you never saw those messages, and spend the rest of your marriage wondering when the other shoe will drop. How long do you think it'll take her to leave once she gets that promotion? 6 months? 3? The truth of it settles in my chest like a weight. Jovie isn't just planning to leave me. She's been systematically destroying me behind my back, turning our marriage into a joke she shares with colleagues. What's the first step? Patience. Let her make the next move. I'll keep you informed of her activities here at the office. You document everything at home. When we have enough evidence, we'll destroy her so completely that she'll never recover. I stand to leave, the folder tucked under my arm like a weapon. Why should I trust you? Because, Keaton, we both want the same thing. We want Jovie to pay for underestimating us. The elevator ride down feels like a descent into hell. When I reach the party floor, Jovie is holding court near the champagne fountain, regaling a group of executives with some story that has them all laughing. She spots me and waves, her smile bright and false. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Ready for round 1? A. Before I can respond, another message appears. This one's from Jovie, but it's not meant for me. I can see her phone screen from across the room as she types. The message is going to someone named Rory. He's clueless. This is going to be easier than I thought. I pocket my phone and walk toward my wife, wearing the biggest smile I can manage. If she wants to play games, I'll play. But she's about to learn that I'm not as naive as she thinks. The game is on. The Ironworks gym smells like sweat, old leather, and broken dreams. It's exactly where I need to be right now. I've been coming here since college, back when I thought the world was fair and marriage meant something. The heavy bag doesn't lie to you. It doesn't smile while planning your destruction. You're hitting like a man with problems, Dax Ferris observes from behind me. Everyone calls him Iron, partly because of the gym's name, partly because he's tougher than anyone has a right to be at 62. He trained me when I was young and stupid. Now I'm older and apparently still stupid. Marriage problems, I grunt, throwing another combination. The kind that end in divorce court, or the kind that end with somebody getting their head straightened out? I stop punching and turn around. Dax is leaning against the ropes of the practice ring, his weathered face creased with concern. He's seen me through a lot over the years, but nothing like this. The kind where your wife's been planning to leave you for months while pretending everything's perfect. Ouch. Dax tosses me a towel. You want revenge? Don't swing wild. Make 'em bleed where it hurts most. Reputation, pride, wallet. Physical pain heals. The other stuff? That sticks around. I wipe the sweat from my face, thinking about the folder Arden gave me. What if I told you I had a chance to destroy her completely? Make sure she loses everything she's worked for? I'd say be careful who you're getting in bed with, metaphorically speaking. Revenge is like fire. It'll burn down what you want it to, but it might take you with it. She's already burning me down. At least this way, I get to light the match. Dax nods slowly. Then make sure you know all the players before you start the game. Your wife didn't come up with this plan in a vacuum. Someone's helping her, and someone's benefiting from it besides her. He's right. Rory Velden. The name from the text messages. I need to know who he is and what role he's playing in Jovie's grand plan. That night, I play the perfect husband. I ask Jovie about her day, compliment her outfit, and pretend I don't notice when she steps onto the balcony to take a phone call. Through the glass door, I watch her pace back and forth, gesturing animatedly. She's upset about something. When she comes back inside, her smile is strained. Everything okay? I ask. Just work stuff. Arden's being difficult about the Henderson account. Another lie. I'm starting to collect them like baseball cards. Want to talk about it? It's boring corporate nonsense. You wouldn't be interested. Right, because I'm too stupid to understand her important job. I'm going to grab a drink. Want anything? Wine would be nice. I head to the kitchen and pour her a glass of the expensive Chardonnay she loves. While I'm at it, I check her laptop, which she left open on the counter. Her email is still logged in. I scroll through quickly, looking for anything involving Rory Velden. There, a thread from this afternoon. From Velden of VelnerIndustries.com. Subject: Our conversation. Jovie, I'm having second thoughts about this whole thing. Arden's been asking questions about the quarterly reports, and I think she suspects something. Maybe we should slow down. From Marin of VelnerIndustries.com. Our conversation. Rory, don't lose your nerve now. We're so close. Once I get the VP position, we can be open about us. Just stick to the plan. Us. The word hits me like a physical blow. It's not just about the job. Jovie's having an affair. I close the laptop and grab the wine, my hands surprisingly steady, When I return to the living room, Jovie is curled up on the couch, scrolling through her phone. Here you go, beautiful. I hand her the glass and settle beside her. Thanks, honey. She leans against me, and for a moment, I almost forget that this is all an act. Almost. My phone buzzes. A text from Arden. Rooftop bar event tomorrow night. Jovie's presenting the Henderson proposal. Perfect opportunity for phase 1. I type back, what's phase 1? Public humiliation. She's been telling everyone you're supportive of her career. Let's see how supportive you really are. The next evening, the rooftop bar at the Meridian Hotel is packed with Velnor Industries elite. The city spreads out below us like a circuit board, all lights and possibilities. Jovie looks stunning in a black cocktail dress, working the crowd with practiced ease. Arden appears beside me at the bar. She's quite the performer. Academy Award level. The presentation starts in 10 minutes. I've arranged for you to have access to the AV controls. She slides me a keycard. When I give you the signal, switch the input to channel 7. I've loaded a little surprise onto the system. What kind of surprise? The kind that shows everyone what Jovie really thinks of her colleagues and her husband. I pocket the keycard, my heart hammering. How did you get this stuff? Your wife isn't as careful as she thinks. She uses the company Wi-Fi for everything, including her personal messages. IT security has been cooperative. The presentation area is set up near the bar, with a large screen and a podium. Jovie takes her position, radiant and confident. She begins talking about market penetration and growth opportunities, her voice carrying easily across the crowd. I work my way toward the AV control panel, staying casual. Arden catches my eye from across the room and nods, almost imperceptibly. The Henderson account represents more than just revenue, Jovie continues. It represents our commitment to innovation and excellence. I slide the keycard through the reader. The panel lights up, showing multiple input options. Channel 7 is highlighted in red. Arden raises her champagne glass slightly. The signal. I press the button. The screen behind Jovie flickers and changes. Instead of her carefully prepared slides, a series of text message screenshots appears. The crowd murmurs in confusion. Jovie turns to look at the screen, and her face goes white. The messages are her conversations with various colleagues, including brutal assessments of the people in this room. Henderson's an idiot. We'll take his money and give him the bare minimum. The board thinks they're so smart. I could run this company better than half of them. Keaton's getting suspicious about my late nights. Good thing he's too dense to figure anything out. The room goes silent. Every eye in the place is fixed on the screen, and then on Jovie, then back to the screen. Her mouth opens and closes like a fish gasping for air. This isn't... Someone's playing a prank, she stammers. But the messages keep coming. Screenshots of her mocking Arden's old money pretensions, jokes about clients, complaints about having to pretend to be happily married at company events. Someone in the crowd starts to laugh. Not a pleasant sound. Others join in. Jovie's face cycles through confusion, horror, and finally rage. Her eyes find mine in the crowd, and I see the exact moment she realizes I'm involved. She steps away from the podium, her presentation forgotten. This is sabotage. Someone hacked my phone. Actually, Arden's voice cuts through the noise as she approaches the front of the room. These messages were sent using company equipment, company Wi-Fi, company time, which makes them company property. Jovie's eyes dart between Arden and me. You did this. Both of you. We simply shared your honest opinions with your colleagues. Isn't transparency important in the workplace? The crowd is buzzing now, phones out, people taking pictures of the screen. This will be all over social media within the hour. Jovie's reputation isn't just damaged, it's obliterated. She pushes through the crowd, heading for the exit. But not before stopping next to me long enough to hiss, "You'll regret this, Keaton. I have friends you can't touch." Then she's gone, leaving me standing in the wreckage of her career. Arden appears at my elbow. Phase 1 complete. How does it feel? I watch the crowd slowly disperse. People still talking in hushed, excited tones. Like the beginning of something. Good, because Jovie's going to fight back. And when she does, we'll be ready for Phase 2. My phone buzzes. A text from Jovie. This isn't over. I type back, "You're right, it's just getting started." Jovie doesn't come home that night, or the next morning. Her absence fills our house like poison gas, invisible but suffocating. I make coffee for one, eat breakfast alone, and pretend the silence doesn't bother me. My phone rings at 8:30, unknown number. "Mr. Marin? This is Patricia Wells from Velnor Industries Human Resources. I need you to come in today for a meeting." What kind of meeting? There's been a complaint filed against you. Serious allegations? I'd prefer to discuss this in person. The HR office at Velnor feels like a tribunal. Patricia Wells is a thin woman with sharp features and the personality of a tax audit. Across from her sits Rory Velden, and I finally get to see Jovie's affair partner in person. He's younger than I expected, maybe 32, with the soft look of someone who's never done physical labor. Accounting department, based on his nervous fidgeting with a calculator app on his phone. This is the man my wife chose over me. Mr. Marin, thank you for coming in. Patricia's voice could freeze water. We've received some disturbing allegations about your conduct at the rooftop event. What allegations? Rory clears his throat. You hacked into company systems to embarrass Jovie, corporate espionage, possibly illegal. I lean back in my chair, fighting the urge to laugh. Is that what Jovie told you to say? I'm telling the truth, Rory insists, but his voice wavers. Arden Velnor coerced you into accessing private communications. She's been manipulating employees for months. Patricia makes notes on a legal pad. These are serious accusations, Mr. Marin. If proven true, we'll have to involve law enforcement. Before you do that, I say, pulling out my phone, you might want to see this. I show them a video I recorded last night. Security footage from the Meridian Hotel's parking garage, showing Jovie and Rory in his car. They're not just talking business. Where did you get this? Patricia demands. I know people in hotel security, professional courtesy. The lie comes easily. Actually, Arden provided the footage, but they don't need to know that. Adultery isn't illegal, but using company resources to conduct an affair might violate your ethics policy. Rory's face turns red. That's not relevant to your hacking. Hacking? I laugh. I pushed a button on an AV control panel. The content was already loaded by someone with administrative access. If you want to investigate corporate espionage, maybe start with whoever's been feeding Jovie inside information about personnel decisions. Patricia looks between us, clearly out of her depth. This meeting is over. We'll be conducting a full investigation into all allegations. Outside the building, my phone buzzes. Arden. How did it go? Rory's scared. Jovie's getting desperate. Perfect. Time for phase 2. Meet me at my office in an hour. Arden's office feels different this time. Less like a throne room, more like a war room. She has files spread across her desk and a laptop open to what looks like surveillance footage. Jovie's been busy, she says without preamble. She spent the night at Rory's apartment, then met with 3 different board members this morning. She's trying to build a coalition against me. What's her angle? She's claiming I've been running illegal surveillance on employees, using company resources for personal vendettas. She's not entirely wrong, but she can't prove anything. I study the surveillance footage on her laptop. This is from inside the building? Security cameras, all perfectly legal. Watch this. She clicks play. The footage shows Jovie in what appears to be a supply closet on her phone. The audio is clear enough to make out her words. No, you don't understand. Arden has files on everyone. Personal stuff. If we don't stop her now, she'll destroy all of us. Who's she talking to? Board member, James Crawford. He's been gunning for my position for years. Arden closes the laptop. Jovie thinks she's found a powerful ally. She doesn't realize Crawford will throw her under the bus the moment it's convenient. So what's our move? Arden smiles, and it's not pleasant. We give her enough rope to hang herself, and everyone else involved. That evening, I'm at Ironworks, working the heavy bag, when my phone rings. Jovie's name appears on the screen. Hello, wife. Don't be cute, Keaton. We need to talk. I'm listening. Not over the phone. Meet me at Rossetti's in an hour. Come alone. Rossetti's is a small Italian place where we had our first date. The irony isn't lost on me. Jovie's already seated when I arrive, looking tired and older than her 35 years. The stress is getting to her. You look terrible, I say, sitting across from her. Thanks, you look smug. I have reasons to be smug. She leans forward, her voice low and urgent. Keaton, you're in over your head. Arden Velnor is dangerous. She's been manipulating you from the beginning. Like you've been manipulating me for 3 years? That's different. What I did was... It was wrong, but it wasn't criminal. Arden's been running illegal surveillance, blackmailing employees, using company resources for personal revenge. If you keep helping her, you'll go down with her. I signal the waitress for a drink. And I suppose you have a better offer? I can protect you. Crawford and the other board members are building a case against Arden. When she falls, and she will fall, I can make sure you're not collateral damage. In exchange for what? Help us prove she coerced you. Testify that she forced you to participate in the rooftop incident. We'll present you as a victim, not a co-conspirator. The waitress brings my drink, and I take a long sip, studying my wife's face. She believes what she's saying. She actually thinks she's offering me a lifeline. What about Rory? I ask. What about him? Are you going to keep screwing him after you save my reputation? She has the grace to look ashamed. Keaton, I know you're hurt. Hurt? Jovie, you've been planning to leave me for months. You've been mocking me to your colleagues, sabotaging my career, and having an affair with a man who looks like he gets winded climbing stairs. Hurt doesn't begin to cover it. I never meant for it to go this far. Yes, you did. You meant every bit of it. The only thing you didn't mean was getting caught. I stand to leave, dropping a 20 on the table. Thanks for the offer, but I'll take my chances with Arden. Keaton, wait. She grabs my arm. I still love you. No, you don't. You love the idea of having a backup plan in case your new life doesn't work out. But I'm not your safety net anymore. I walk away, leaving her sitting alone in the restaurant where we once thought we'd found forever. Outside, my phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Parking garage, level B2, now. Arden, Rory wants to meet. This should be interesting. The parking garage is dimly lit and mostly empty at this hour. I find Rory standing next to a pristine white Tesla, looking like a man about to jump off a bridge. You came, he says, sounding surprised. You asked nicely. What do you want, Rory? I want this to stop. All of it. The games, the revenge, the corporate politics. Jovie's talking about destroying Arden, and Arden's planning to destroy everyone else. I just want out. Then quit. Leave town. Start over somewhere else. It's not that simple. I know things. About Arden, about the company. If I try to leave, she'll make sure I never work again. I walk around his car, admiring the sleek lines. Nice ride. Must have cost more than I make in a year. Keaton, I need you to convince Arden to let this go. Call off whatever she's planning. Why would I do that? You're screwing my wife. Because if this escalates, innocent people are going to get hurt. Security guards, administrative staff, people who have nothing to do with any of this. I stop in front of him. You should have thought about that before you decided to help Jovie destroy my marriage. You never meant to get caught. There's a lot of that going around. I pull out my phone and show him a photo. It's him and Jovie in his car, but the angle makes it clear they're not just talking. Where did you get this? I have friends in security, remember? This photo, along with about 50 others, gets sent to your wife, your parents, and your department head if you don't do exactly what I tell you. I'm not married. Girlfriend, then. Sarah, right? Works at the art gallery downtown, thinks you're working late because you're dedicated to your career. His face goes white. You can't. I can. I will. Unless you change your story about what happened at the rooftop event. You're going to tell HR that Jovie asked you to lie, that Arden never coerced anyone, and that you're sorry for wasting everyone's time. And if I don't? I lean against his car, and he flinches like I might damage the paint. Then everyone you care about learns what kind of man you really are. Your choice, Rory. But choose fast. I'm running out of patience. He stares at me for a long moment, then nods slowly. Okay, I'll change my story. Smart man. I turn to walk away, then pause. Oh, and Rory? Stay away from my wife. This is your only warning. I leave him standing there in the garage, looking like a man who's just realized he's been playing a game he was never going to win. My phone buzzes as I reach my car. Arden. How's Phase 2 coming along? Rory's handled. What's Phase 3? The grand finale. Tomorrow's quarterly review, full board attendance. Time to end this once and for all. I drive home through empty streets, thinking about Jovie's words at the restaurant. She's right about one thing, I am in over my head. But I'm not drowning anymore. I'm learning to swim in deeper waters than I ever imagined. The house is still empty when I get home. Jovie's still playing whatever game she thinks she can win. But tomorrow, at the quarterly review, all the games end, one way or another. The quarterly review meeting at Velnor Industries feels like a Roman Colosseum. The boardroom is packed with executives, department heads, and senior staff, all dressed for battle in expensive suits and predatory smiles. I'm not supposed to be here, but Arden arranged for me to have consulting credentials for the day. Jovie sits near the front, flanked by James Crawford and 2 other board members I don't recognize. She looks confident, almost radiant. She thinks she's about to win the biggest victory of her career. Arden takes her position at the head of the long conference table, every inch the corporate queen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's quarterly review. We have several important items to discuss. including some recent personnel concerns that have come to my attention. Crawford leans forward. Before we begin, Arden, I think we need to address the elephant in the room. There have been serious allegations about your conduct as CEO. Of course, James. I welcome the opportunity to clear the air. Arden's smile could cut diamonds. In fact, I've prepared a comprehensive presentation that should address all concerns. She nods to me. I'm positioned near the AV controls, just like at the rooftop bar. But this time, I know exactly what's coming. Keaton, would you mind starting the presentation? Every eye in the room turns to me. Jovie's face goes through a series of expressions: confusion, recognition, and finally pure rage. She knows she's been set up. My pleasure, I say, switching on the main screen. The first slide appears. Personnel review, ethics violations, and corporate misconduct. Crawford shifts uncomfortably. What is this? This, Arden says, is a comprehensive review of recent activities by certain employees and board members. Activities that violate company policy, professional ethics, and in some cases, legal boundaries. The next slide shows a timeline: text messages, emails, meeting schedules, and financial records, all meticulously organized. Jovie's name appears frequently, along with Rory's and Crawford's. As you can see, Arden continues, there has been a coordinated effort to undermine company leadership through manipulation of personnel reviews, falsification of reports, and misuse of company resources. Jovie stands up. This is a witch hunt. You're using stolen communications, too? Nothing here was stolen, Arden interrupts smoothly. All communications shown were sent using company equipment, company networks, or recorded in public spaces. Perfectly legal. The slides continue. Screenshots of Jovie's messages about manipulating performance reviews. Evidence of Crawford using his position to access confidential personnel files. Financial records showing Rory's creative accounting to hide unauthorized expenses. But the real bombshell comes next. Audio recordings. This conversation was recorded 3 days ago in the executive parking garage, Arden announces. Crawford's voice fills the room. If we can prove Arden's been running illegal surveillance, we can force her out. The board will have to act. Jovie's voice responds. I have someone on the inside who can help. Keaton's been working with her, but he doesn't know the full scope. We can use his testimony to build our case. Crawford again. And afterward, when Arden's gone? I get her position, you get your revenge, and everyone wins, except Arden. The room erupts. Board members are shouting questions, executives are checking their phones, and Jovie looks like she wants to crawl under the table. This is fabricated, Crawford yells. Doctored audio. Actually, I say, standing up, I recorded that conversation myself. Jovie asked me to meet her at Rossetti's, where she offered me immunity in exchange for testifying against Arden. What she didn't know was that I was wearing a wire. I pull out a small recording device, the kind security consultants use for investigations. Everything's here. Her admission of the affair with Rory, her plans to frame Arden, and Crawford's promise to make her CEO in exchange for her cooperation. Jovie finally finds her voice. You bastard. You've been playing both sides from the beginning. No, I correct her. I've been playing your side. Your game, your rules. I just played it better than you did. Arden takes control of the room again. The board will need to vote on appropriate disciplinary action. However, I can save everyone some time. She slides a folder to Crawford. James, your resignation letter, pre-written for your convenience. Crawford opens the folder, his face turning red as he reads. You can't force me out based on illegally obtained. The recordings were obtained by a licensed private investigator during a legitimate corporate security review, Arden states. Everything here will hold up in court, in the press, and most importantly, with our shareholders. She turns to Jovie. Ms. Marin, your employment with Velnor Industries is terminated, effective immediately. Security will escort you from the building. You can't do this to me, Jovie says, but her voice lacks conviction. She knows she's beaten. Actually, I can. Corporate malfeasance, adultery using company resources, conspiracy to commit corporate espionage, and violation of your employment contract's ethics clause. Take your pick. 2 security guards appear at the boardroom door. Jovie looks around the room desperately, searching for allies, but finds only embarrassed faces and averted eyes. As she's escorted out, she stops next to my chair. I hope you're happy, Keaton. You've destroyed everything. No, I reply quietly. You destroyed everything. I just made sure everyone else knew about it. The door closes behind her with a final click. Arden addresses the remaining board members. Are there any other concerns about company leadership that need to be addressed? Silence. Excellent. Let's move on to actual business. The meeting continues, but I barely hear it. 3 years of marriage, over in the span of a morning. 3 years of lies, manipulation, and betrayal, exposed in 20 minutes of audio and screenshots. After the meeting, Arden and I walk to the elevator together. "How does it feel?" she asks. "Like winning and losing at the same time." That's what revenge feels like. Satisfying but hollow. She presses the button for the parking garage. "What will you do now?" "Start over, I guess. Figure out who I am when I'm not being lied to." If you ever want a change of career, I could use someone with your particular skills. Corporate security consulting pays well, and you've proven you can handle complex situations. The elevator doors open. I'll think about it. I drive home through the afternoon traffic, my phone buzzing constantly with calls and messages. News travels fast in corporate circles. By tonight, everyone in the city's business community will know about Jovie's spectacular downfall. The house feels different when I walk in, lighter somehow. Jovie's presence had been suffocating me for months, and I hadn't even realized it. Now, for the first time in years, I can breathe freely in my own home. I pour myself a drink and sit on the back patio, watching the sun set over the city. Tomorrow, I'll start divorce proceedings. I'll change the locks, close the joint bank accounts, and begin the process of untangling 3 years of shared life. But tonight, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the silence. My phone rings one last time. Dax's name appears on the screen. "How'd it go, champ?" "It's over. Completely over?" "Good. You coming to the gym tomorrow?" "Yeah. I think I need to get back into fighting shape." "Physical shape or mental shape?" "Both." I hang up and finish my drink, watching the last light fade from the sky. Somewhere across town, Jovie is probably crying into a bottle of wine, wondering how everything went so wrong. Rory's probably updating his resume and trying to figure out how to explain his sudden unemployment to his girlfriend. Crawford's probably meeting with lawyers, trying to find a way to salvage his reputation. And Arden's probably in her office, planning her next move in whatever game she's playing. But I'm here, in my own house, finally free from the weight of a marriage built on lies. It's not the ending I thought I wanted 3 years ago, but it's the ending I needed. The game is over, and for the first time in years, I won. I raise my empty glass to the darkening sky. Here's to new beginnings. The silence that follows is the most beautiful sound I've ever heard.